President Buhari optimistic that dairy farming initiative will curb farmer-herder conflicts.
The joint committee has sat and has deliberated to adopt the 143 billion as presented by Mr. President.
National Assembly Joint Committee on INEC adopts 143 billion naira as supplementary budget for 2019 general elections.
Freedom and the principles of democratic accountability are strengthening the determination of Africans.
Invest in education, Ghanaian president tells African countries at annual general conference of the Nigerian Bar Association.
We need to mobilize every sector of the society that would empower our girls, our women, our young people to take the lead.
United Nations takes stronger action on sustainable development goals as World Water Week opens. Good evening, a warm welcome to NTA Network News, live from Abuja, Nigeria. I am Sheung Olagunju. Reading with me tonight is Dr. Okunyemi from Lagos, and Asmao Habibu Shagari will join us from Sokoto in the course of the bulletin as well. Thank you for joining us. Now, President Muhammadu Buhari has expressed optimism that if the dairy farming initiative being championed by Denmark and the government of Kaduna State can be replicated across Nigeria, the farmer-herder conflicts will be curbed effectively. This was while granting audience to the outgoing Danish ambassador to Nigeria, Mr. Torben Getterman, who paid him a farewell visit. State House correspondent Adamu Sambu reports.
President Muhammadu Buhari is convinced that when dairy farms become economically viable, the herders will realize its productive considerations and stay in one place. This, he said, will save the country from the perennial problem of clashes between farmers and herders made worse by population explosion. Explaining the concept of dairy farming, Ambassador Getterman said the plan is to have 1,000 families of herdsmen with 12,000 heads of cattle in one location. That small community, he said, will have the required veterinary services, schools for children, and a Danish company will buy off the milk. Dairy farming, the envoy explained, is commercially viable as it yields better meat, saying, however, that it is not exactly the same thing as ranching. Ambassador Getterman, who spent 4 years in Nigeria, is proceeding on retirement after 40 years in the service of his country. From the State House, Adamu Sambo, NTA News.
Meanwhile, the Food and Agriculture Organization, FAO, in collaboration with the federal government, has taken a step in mitigating the effects of insurgency and conflicts on livestock husbandry and value chains for the Nigerian system. This intervention is coming as the FAO is training livestock experts in Nigeria on guidelines to ensure high standards in livestock-based emergency responses. Justin Bem Unyi reports.
Reports from the CBN indicate that animal production projected to become the most important in terms of value addition by 2020 presently accounts for 1/3 of Nigeria's agriculture GDP. And livestock rearing, a major livelihood in most parts of Nigeria, particularly in the north, which houses an estimated 70% of all ruminants and about 80% of the nation's cattle, is also a focus in the report. However, the potential promises of the subsector have come under serious threat in recent times, subject to an unprecedented range of challenges like climate-related shocks. Consequently, the Livestock Emergency Guidelines and Standard Training are a set of international guidelines and standards for the design, implementation, and assessment of livestock interventions.
Assisting in the identification of the most appropriate livestock interventions in emergencies and providing standards, indicators, and guidance notes.
Simply put, participants will learn how to, 1, provide immediate and urgently needed benefits.
FAO believes that timely and appropriate livestock interventions are key to boosting resilience and freeing households from dependence on food distributions and other forms of assistance. The workshop underway in Abuja is a 5-day program. Justin Bemui, NTA News.
To the National Assembly now, where the Joint Committee on Independent National Electoral Commission has adopted 143.5 billion naira as supplementary budget for the 2019 general elections as submitted by President Muhammadu Buhari. National Assembly correspondent Ignatius Onkwo reports.
Happiness and prosperity of Nigeria, amen.
The National Assembly Joint Committee on INEC has held 3 meetings before this one, all on the consideration of the 2019 general election budget. At the first meeting, INEC Chairman Professor Mahmoud Yakubu presented 189.2 billion naira, same amount requested by President Muhammadu Buhari. Mr. President requested that 143.5 billion naira be considered in the 2018 supplementary budget and the remaining 45.6 billion to come in the 2019 budget. However, INEC prayed that it would have loved that all the amounts be considered in the 2018 supplementary budget in view of the exigencies of election matters. And that has been a major challenge for the committee. After a closed-door session at this meeting, the committee decided on the amounts to be approved.
The Joint Committee has sat and has deliberated the position to adopt the 143 billion as presented by Mr. President. And at this point in time, it is also the wish of this committee that INEC represent their budget of 143 as requested by Mr. President. So therefore, INEC has an opportunity to reprioritize, and this committee will be ready to receive their report.
The committee explained that the remaining 45.6 billion naira will have to come thereafter, as proposed by Mr. President from the National Assembly. Ignatius Onkwo, NTA News.
Now, the United Nations is calling for stronger collective drive to ensure the actualization of all the 17 Sustainable Development Goals, SDGs, by countries of the world. The United Nations Deputy Secretary General, Nigeria's Amina Mohammed, was speaking at the opening ceremony of the 28th World Water Week in Stockholm, Sweden. Musbao Danwahab reports.
The global water family gathers here once again, searching for how to ensure life for all, since it is already established and agreed upon that water is life. And with the theme, water, ecosystems and human development, they are also concerned about good atmosphere for the lives to live in. In that quest, the unfavorable statistics in water and sanitation sector, they say, must be overturned, and fast too. United Nations Secretary General Amina Mohammed commends the quest for nature-based solution to the common challenge. The former Nigeria's Minister of Environment cited the shrinking Lake Chad and the oil spill pollution in Niger Delta, Nigeria, as examples of water management challenge.
Ladies and gentlemen, funding our common ground is really important and key. It's a collective responsibility to do it right, and it's essential that we try to do this. We need to mobilize every sector of the society that would empower our girls, our women, our young people to take the lead.
We need to pay far more attention to our water resources and realize that the past is no longer a good guide to the future.
I hope that this week will help the global community to get closer to the goal of a sustainable world.
This theme is very relevant to us in Nigeria when you consider our human activities with regards to the water bodies in Nigeria. You will know that a lot of our waters are highly polluted as a result of human activities. And this is exactly what we are here to find common solutions.
Two professors, Bruce Rickman and Mark Van Ludrecht, were named the 2018 Stockholm Water Prize laureates for revolutionizing water and wastewater treatment. From Stockholm, Sweden, Musbal and Wahab, NT News.
Still on provision of water, the Buhari administration has been commended for honouring its promise that no part of the country will suffer any neglect because of its geographical location. This was at the inauguration of the reconstruction of the Maska Earth Dam in Funtua local government area of Katsina State by the Minister of Water Resources, Suleiman Adamu. Dennis Adegunloye reports.
The Maska Earth Dam, one of the many ecological intervention projects across the 6 geopolitical zones by the federal government, is expected to address the decay and degradation of the dam that provides water for agricultural and other purposes for the surrounding communities. The project is being executed through the Ecological Fund Office of the Secretary to the Government of the Federation. Beneficiaries of the project thanked President Muhammadu Buhari and the Secretary to the Government of the Federation, Boss Mustafa, for the commitment shown to reviving the dam.
You can see that this is a very, very agrarian environment. People here, keep farming all year round. So this dam will help to keep them busy during the dry season. So there is a lot of impact, economic impact.
The Minister of Water Resources urged them to ensure proper use and management of the dam. In Katsina, Dennis Adegunloye, NTA News.
President of Ghana, Nana Akufo-Addo, has spoken of the need for African countries to invest more in the education of their citizens as one of the surest ways of strengthening their institutions of government. He stated this at the annual General Conference of the Nigerian Bar Association, where he was the keynote speaker. Femi Okeowo reports.
Speaking on the theme of the conference, which is transition, transformation and sustainable institutions, President Nana Akufo-Addo said while it may not be right to dictate solutions to various countries' problems, education has been proved to be a problem solver regardless of locations. He said now that African countries are all united in their quest to strengthen their political, economic, social and security institutions, a policy of mass education for their citizenry should be a veritable starting point.
Freedom and the principles of democratic accountability are strengthening the determination of Africans to build a new Africa that is neither pawn nor victim of the global order.
On the clamor for the rule of law, he called on the government and lawyers in particular to instill in their citizenry the need to embrace liberty and duty as behaviors that must go together.
This can be Africa's century. We can claim it if we believe in ourselves. It is time to hear the voice of the lawyers. It is time to feel their presence, not by dragging on cases interminably and using technical ruses to make gains.
Emir of Kano, Muhammadu Sanusi II, after the address, engaged in a conversation with the Ghanaian president on areas of mutual benefit between Nigeria and Ghana and as it relates to their interactions with industrialized countries. The 2018 Annual General Conference of the Nigerian Bar Association is the 58th edition of the conference. Femi Okeowo, NTA News.
Time for a breather now, and up ahead, UK Prime Minister Theresa May to visit Nigeria. Stay with us.
Bayes University is a fully licensed university operating since 2011 and has grown to have 32 accredited programs in 6 faculties. This includes computer and applied sciences, management and social sciences, engineering, mental sciences, law, and basic medical sciences. The university also offers postgraduate programs and foundation courses in a conducive learning environment with modern teaching facilities and high-quality national and international staff. Bayes University graduates have either progressed into respectable career positions or have obtained postgraduate degrees from different parts of the world with distinctions. Admissions for 2018-2019 academic session is ongoing. Call or visit www.bayesuniversity.edu.ng. Bayes University, Abuja. Learn to live.
Helen!
Your kitchen gets 10 out of 10.
Thank you.
This also gets a 10. Should we see the toilet now?
Sure.
This gets just 1.
It is clean.
But not perfect 10.
Better than my detergent and bleach? Impossible.
Challenge? Try the new Apic 10X.
Compared to bleach and detergent, Apic sticker formulation removes yellow stains times better, giving you a sparkling clean toilet.
Wow.
Now you also take that
Apic 10X challenge.
Also available in 200 ml pack.
The tastiest blue band with vitamins A, D, E, B6, B12, folic acid, and niacin. So important for kids' growth and development.
You can tell they're from a blue band home.
Spread every slice and give your kids the vitamins they need. Don't you?
3 Crowns Milk is low in cholesterol and endorsed by the Nigerian Heart Foundation.
3 Crowns Milk. Healthy moms, happy families.
Everybody dance now.
What? Louder. We are the strongest. No challenge can stop us. So Lord, and we are the brightest. No darkness can blind us. We are the strongest.
Let Malta goodness fuel your greatness. Let's go.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the daring and invincible Louis the Mosquito. Responsible for 200 malaria cases all on its own. Is there anything that can kill Louis? Morphine! Presenting Mortine's Power Guard. Its powerful formula kills malaria mosquitoes fast. So, get Mortine's Power Guard.
The Honorable Minister of Information and Culture, Board, Director General, and Management of National Broadcasting Commission hereby invites all stakeholders in the broadcasting industry in Nigeria to her 4th annual lecture, scheduled to hold as follows. Date, Thursday, 30th August, 2018. Venue, Congress Hall, Transcorp Hilton Hotel, Abuja. Time, 9 a.m. prompt. Theme, Broadcasting and Nigeria's Ethno-Cultural and Religious Divide, Bridging the Gap. Guest speaker, Professor Ibrahim Agbola Gambari, a distinguished Nigerian scholar, diplomat, author, and founder, and chairman of the Board of Directors of Savannah Center for Diplomacy, Democracy, and Development. Chief host, Alhaji Lai Mohammed, Honorable Minister of Information and Culture. Special guest of honor, His Excellency Alhaji Kashim Shettima, the Executive Governor of Borno State. NBC, your right to quality broadcasting. Management announcer.
Do you know that the Nigerian police now operates in the best international practices of policing? Do you know that the Nigerian police has been restructured to be more accountable and responsive to all your security challenges? Now, what the police demand from you is your trust, your collaborative efforts by providing necessary information about criminals and their activities in your neighborhood. Be vigilant to achieve our creed as we promise. We shall police the country based on international core values of policing with integrity. We shall ensure that rule of law prevails in our actions and activities. We shall respect diversity, display courage, show compassion, and demonstrate professionalism. We shall operate within the principle of democratic policing. We shall shun corruption, and we shall make Nigeria safer and secured under the leadership of IGP Ibrahim Otum Idris.
Let the wind of change blowing across the country chase away crime for the benefit of our society. Yes, the Nigerian police says this change must come with peace and tranquility.
This message was brought to you by the Public Relations Department of the Nigerian Police Force.
Thanks for staying with us on the Network News. As against geographical restructuring, prudent management of national resources and providing for the people properly are better for Nigeria's development challenges, so said Vice President Yemi Osinbajo at a town hall meeting with Nigerians in Minnesota, the United States of America, on Sunday. A statement by the Senior Special Assistant to the Vice President on Media and Publicity, Laolu Akonde, indicated that Osinbajo addressed issues on the economy, anti-corruption, health and agriculture. He explained that the Buhari-led administration has put in place an economic structure able to function properly despite previous challenges. On recovered funds, the Vice President said government is committed to a transparent use of the funds in providing infrastructure. Nigeria's ambassador to the U.S., Mr. Sylvanus Nsofo, led other Nigerians within and outside the state of Minnesota to the meeting held in Minneapolis. Vice President Yemi Osinbajo has since returned home. Now, British Prime Minister Theresa May is expected to visit Africa for the first time since becoming Prime Minister in 2016. Mrs. May will visit South Africa on Tuesday before Nigeria and Kenya as part of a trade mission aimed at boosting post-Brexit fortunes and strengthening its global partnerships. Security issues will also feature on her agenda as she is expected to discuss the threat of Boko Haram in Nigeria and the role of British troops based in Kenya helping countries fight al-Shabaab militants in Somalia. Mrs. May will be accompanied by the three Commonwealth countries by a 29-man business delegation and would meet President Muhammadu Buhari in Abuja on Wednesday before meeting victims of modern-day slavery. In an effort to alleviate the sufferings of widows and give them a sense of belonging, the Cross River State Government has offered appointments to over 200 widows across the state. Governor Ben Ayade announced this while interacting with widows drawn from the 18 local government areas of the state. Udwak Etim has the details.
The decision by the Cross River State Government to offer appointments to widows is aimed at reducing the hardship faced by them. Governor Ayade hinted that the widows living in rural areas would be employed in the local government councils, while those residing in Calabar, the state capital, will get jobs at the state level.
The real essence of coming to government is bringing value and putting food on the table. If that is the case, then I should focus more on those people who have challenging circumstances. But what is most important is great job so that they can be food on the table.
Commissioner for Women Affairs, Stella Ode, appreciated Governor Ayade for the gesture, which she said will go a long way to change the economic fortunes of the widows.
You have indeed wiped off tears from the faces of the widows and women alike in Cross River State. You have empowered thousands of women since you came into power. You have made counterpart donations, counterpart funds into financial institutions for women.
The event was attended by women, particularly widows across the states. In Calabar, Udwak Etam, NTA News.
To politics now, chairmen of various political parties in Borno State have endorsed President Muhammadu Buhari as their 2019 general elections consensus candidate for the presidential race. This was when they called on a former governor of the state, Senator Alimodu Shariff, at his residence in Maiduguri. Abubakar Muhammad Musa reports that about 56 political parties pledged their loyalty to the president.
Leader of the delegation, who is also Borno State Chairman Labour Party, Mamman Bukar, says the various political parties deemed it imperative to consult former Governor of Borno State, Senator Alimodu Shariff, for the endorsement of President Muhammadu Buhari. Being an ardent supporter of the president, they identified the giant strides recorded by the Buhari administration across the country, especially in critical areas such as the restoration of relative peace to the northeast, the fight against corruption, as well as appointing illustrious sons and daughters of Borno in key positions at the national level, among others. While assuring to deliver their messages to the president, Senator Alimodu Shariff, however, told leaders of the political parties that he will work assiduously towards the overall success of the Buhari administration at the polls, considering his passion for the people of Borno.
The support they gave to President Buhari, it has encouraged me because Buhari has done what he has to people of Borno State, what he has not done to any state in Nigeria. Therefore, we have no reason whatsoever not to give him votes that will support him for 2019.
Other speakers described President Muhammadu Buhari as a man of proven integrity and affirmed their unalloyed support and solidarity to him. In Maiduguri, Abubakar Muhammad Musa, NTA News.
In the same vein, the Imo State chapter of the All Progressives Congress has pledged its support to the re-election bid of President Muhammadu Buhari in the 2019 general elections. This was the consensus of the party's members at a stakeholders meeting in Owerri, Imo State. Ali Utuku reports.
These are the voices of the members of the All Progressives Congress, Imo State Chapter, endorsing the re-election bid of President Buhari in the upcoming 2019 election. This decision, according to the convener, Senator Hope Uzodimma, who related more directly to the people in the local dialect, was informed by the fact that Nigeria, in the past 3 years of the APC-led administration, has witnessed rapid transformation in all sectors, from infrastructure to security, economy, the fight against corruption, and many more. To consolidate this veritable scorecard of the Buhari administration, party members say there is need to support the re-election of President Buhari for his second term in office.
The new occasion, every polling unit with a minimum of 50 to 60 membership. I want 100 or 50 or 60 or 100 membership. We can win our election without other parties.
The party urged its members to ensure that they have their permanent voters card that will make them eligible voters to bring President Buhari back. Aliu Tukur, NTA News.
The All Progressives Congress has described a statement by the People's Democratic Party challenging the Muhammadu Buhari-led APC to a debate as laughable. A statement by the acting National Publicity Secretary of the APC, Yekini Nabena, said the call for a debate on good governance by the PDP is a reminder of its 16 years of wreck on Nigeria. He said one of the many reasons Nigerians unanimously voted out PDP in the 2015 general elections is impunity, institutionalized corruption, diversion of counterinsurgency funds to political cronies and political activities. Yekini Nabena said a party whose administration placed the economy on life support because of recklessness cannot be in a position to debate on good governance. Now, the presidency says it is aware of an audio recording purported to be the voice of Leah Sharibu, the lone Dapchi schoolgirl still in Boko Haram captivity. The senior special assistant to the president on media and publicity, Garba Shehu, says in his Twitter handle that the Secret Service is analyzing the audio. Formal government reaction, he explains, will follow the outcome of the investigation. Garba Shehu says President Muhammadu Buhari will spare no effort to ensure that all the girls in Boko Haram captivity are freed. He emphasizes that in dealing with terrorists, nothing is too trivial. Time now to join Dotun Ogunyemi in Lagos for more reports. Hello, Dotun. It's over to you.
Thank you, Sheung, for joining us in Lagos. Media practitioners in Nigeria have been advised to shun fake news as the country approaches 2019 general elections. This was the views of speakers at the National Broadcasting Commission interactive session with stakeholders in Lagos. Diana Ajele's report is presented in our studios. To you in our subsequent bulletin. Nigeria is set to partner with the British Museum in London for the preservation and conservation of cultural artifacts and objects of Nigerian origin. This was disclosed by the Director, British Museum, Hartwig Fisher, during a facility tour of the National Commissions for Museums and Monuments, Onikon, Lagos. Elizabeth Omori reports.
Of the Director, British Museum, the management of the National Commission for Museums and Monuments says is apt, following efforts by the federal government to reposition activities at the museums across the country for posterity. The Director, British Museum, who was impressed by the priceless pieces, speaks on the proposed collaboration.
And it's wonderful to see the collections, to see the museum, to meet colleagues and hear about their projects and learn from them and see how this museum presents its collections and the stories it tells about the Nigerian nation.
Acting Director General of the National Commission for Museums and Monuments, while commending the efforts of the British government, stated that such collaborative effort will assist in preventing extinction of cultures and traditions.
One of the reasons why they have actually visited is to look at our facilities and see which of them are decaying and which of them needs to be uplifted in terms of standard and grade. And they will now help us either by way of funding or bringing the technical expertise.
The British delegation was exposed to the knock objects, royal regalia, war weapons, and other cultural objects on preservation. Their collaboration is expected to assist in projecting Nigeria's rich heritage to the world and, by extension, build a stronger diplomatic ties between Nigeria and the British government. In Lagos, Elizabeth Omori, NTA News.
We now go back to our earlier report where media practitioners in Nigeria have been advised to shun fake news as the country approaches 2019 general elections. This was the view of speakers at the National Broadcasting Commission interactive session with stakeholders in Lagos. Diana Ajele's report is presented in our studios.
The interactive session, organized by the National Broadcasting Commission, NBC, provided a platform for stakeholders and board of directors of the commission to deliberate on the challenges confronting the industry.
I want to appeal to all those that are owing. It's statutory.
Broadcasters have basic responsibility to our dear country as defined by the terms of their license. Therefore, the current phenomenon of hate speech, fake news, and all other unprofessional manners of broadcasting should be avoided.
Malam Ishak Modibo Kau said journalists must be mindful of what they put on air.
It's difficult for NBC to operate, but above all else, the fact that people have just refused to meet basic obligations to the commission as defined by the act setting up the establishment.
The DG also said several stations are owing the commission over 4 billion naira, stating that such stations will be shut down if such payments are not made on or before 15th of September 2018 so as not to compromise national interest. Some stakeholders expressed their views on the session.
Stakeholders from time to time should come together and rub minds with the regulatory body, get to know if they are doing it right or not. And the regulator will not tell them their new drive.
The NBC meeting had in attendance delegates from across the country.
You're still watching NTA Network News. More reports ahead after this timeout. Please stay with us.
The value pack. Helen!
You do great value shopping.
Absolutely. I'm a champion at getting value.
Then you must have bought the Harpic 200 ml.
Why Harpic when I have
this? Even after applying them 10 times, they won't give a sparkling clean toilet.
Impossible.
Challenge. Detergent and bleach can't give a sparkling clean toilet even after 10 times. But Harpic 200 ml gives a sparkling clean toilet at one go.
Wow!
Harpic 200 ml. Real deal. Now only 200 naira.
The Smartphone Network. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the daring and invincible Louis the Mosquito. Responsible for 200 malaria cases all on its own. Is there anything that can kill Louis? Morphine! Presenting Mortine Power Guard. Its powerful formula kills malaria mosquitoes fast. So, get Mortine Power Guard.
So Clean, the detergent brand trusted by millions of Nigerians. For decades, its 30% concentrated formula has been trusted to wash faster, brighter, cleaner. So Clean with stain magnet technology. The advanced enzyme formula pulls trapped dirt out of fiber like a magnet. So Clean with stain magnet technology for even better stain removal.
In Nigeria, there is one sound we need to silence. So let's silence toothache before it starts with Oral-B All-Round Protection. Its advanced technology helps prevent both tooth holes and gum problems that can lead to tooth loss. It strengthens your teeth, giving them all-round protection. Because the only sound we really want to hear is that of our future. For healthier, stronger teeth in 1 week.
Winning in hot and dry conditions is hard. Causes the body to sweat, which attracts germs that are easily passed from one person to another.
What keeps you so cool, man?
Dettol Cool combines Dettol's protection and an invincible icy feel. For super cool confidence, use Dettol Cool.
Dettol soap is now also available for 100 Naira only.
Thank you for staying with us. Time now to talk business. Nigeria's gross domestic product grows by 1.50% year-on-year in the second quarter of 2018 as stocks decline marginally. Mublang Dakok has details on business news.
Glad to have you join us. We begin with latest on the economy. Nigeria recorded a 1.5% GDP growth in the second quarter of 2018, largely driven by the non-oil sector. Amina Nujem has details of the figures.
GDP in real terms in the second quarter of 2018 stood at 16.58 trillion naira. Data released by the National Bureau of Statistics showed that growth in the second quarter 2018 was 0.79 points. In the quarter under review, aggregate GDP stood at 30.69 trillion naira in nominal terms. Broadly speaking, growth in the second quarter 2018 was driven by developments in the non-oil sector. Real growth in the oil sector was minus 3.95% year-on-year. The non-oil sector grew by 2.05% in real terms during the reference quarter.
Following the release of the GDP growth numbers, the Minister of Budget and National Planning, Udoma Udoma, in a statement says government is encouraged by the continuing growth recorded in the non-oil sector. This, he noted, was evidence that the implementation of the targeted policies and programs of the Economic Recovery and Growth Plan ERGP is yielding positive results. The minister regretted that there was a slight drop in real GDP growth, but assured the Buhari administration is working to improve the economy. Still on the GDP figures, development economist Professor Ken Ife earlier spoke to NTA Business News and says government needs to boost agriculture by tackling insecurity to improve the shortfall in that sector.
Agriculture is a very smart performance of agriculture at 1.19. That is very, very poor. But there are, of course, many reasons for that and strategies that we have to adopt. Then there are areas that also concern me, which is the manufacturing sector.
Well, the GDP figures did little to impress the stock market as the all-share index recorded decline in Monday's session. The all-share index lost 0.32% to close at 35,311.36 points. NACO, Access and Diamond Banks were the most active to boost market turnover. That's a wrap on business news. I am Muplang Dakok.
Nigeria is taking steps towards implementing policies on environmental sustainability through the green economy. This was revealed at a conference on governing inclusive green growth economy in Abuja. Comfort Amodu reports that agriculture and transport are among sectors being appraised at the conference.
Challenges like environmental pollution, flood, deforestation and climate change are global issues. But Nigeria is said to be one of the most vulnerable countries grappling with the effects of climate change. This could invariably have adverse effects on public health, food security, energy, and adaptation, which can lead to global warming. As part of efforts to address climate change issues and place Nigeria in its rightful place in the Committee of Nations, the Nigerian government has set the target of making the country one of the top world economies by the year 2020. Towards achieving sustainable development, this drive necessitated the governing Inclusive Green Growth Economic Conference held in Abuja.
This government recognizes the acute threats climate change poses to Nigeria's security and development.
The government of Nigeria has already embraced the ideology of a green economy and is looking forward on to establishing projects.
In view of that, the governing Inclusive Green Growth Africa was constituted to address challenges of limited research as Nigeria takes steps towards diversifying the economy.
Infrastructural investments, institutional capacity.
They said this is geared towards building livelihoods, improving the quality of life, promoting environmental governance and sustainable development. In Abuja, Comfort Amadou, NTA News.
The Nigerian Communications Commission says its aim to drive internet broadband penetration and scale it up to 30% will be achieved before the end of 2018. Executive Vice Chairman of the Commission, Professor Umar Dambata, reaffirmed this at the 2018 International Telecommunications Union Annual Regional Human Capacity Building Workshop in Abuja. Olajide Bello has the details.
With the theme, Strengthening Capacities in Internet Governance in Africa, the ITU workshop is to provide an overview of digital policy priorities and challenges in Africa through exchange of multi-key player views and approaches. The workshop will also create an enabling environment for the development of digital economy, X-ray types of legal instruments and their roles in Internet governance, as well as challenges of data-centered economy.
How do we change the institutions with a view to making them more impactful? And we would like to see recommendations, of course, on communications infrastructure. How do we ensure the right infrastructure is in place that will in turn facilitate access to the internet? Not any kind of access, but reliable access at the right speed, the right volume.
One is the training, to teach people on the details of internet governance. Two is the workshop, to discuss, to debate, to bring ideas and to find solutions, how to really build digital skills in Africa, how to harness jobs. You know, the future of our young generation jobs are really, really dependent on the internet and digital skills.
Today, the internet technology, communication technologies are driving the major developments and have become the primary anchor for economic and social development. And for Africa to be part of that development, we simply need to focus on skills development across every sector of the economy.
A legal framework towards facilitating e-commerce and development of related services, local online marketplaces, e-payment mechanism, as well as digital financial services is expected at the close of the workshop. In Abuja, Olajide Bello, NTA News.
We head to Sokoto now. Asmao has the next set of reports. Hello, Asmao.
Hello, Shehu. Good evening and welcome to Sokoto. Hundreds of houses and farmlands have been submerged by flood in Makwane village of Sabambrini local government area of Sokoto State. Abdurrahman Usman Jibrila has the details.
People of Makwane village in Sabambrini local government area had experienced flood over the years as a result of overflow of water during rainy season from River Busuru. The flooding being experienced this year is quite different from the previous ones as it has so far submerged a 15-kilometer road leading to Sabambrini town from Makwane village. The flood has also destroyed many houses, domestic animals, farmlands and produce and rendered many people homeless. Member representing Sabambrini North constituency in the Sokoto State House of Assembly, Yusuf Muhammad Gobir, was at the area to sympathize and assess the level of damage. Briefing the lawmaker, village head of Makwana, Alhaji Salus Ibrahim, said they had earlier constructed temporary embankment using sandbags to control the flooding, but they were overpowered. The village head said many people had left their houses to nearby villages, while others are taking shelter in schools and the hospital. Some victims and the village head therefore called on government and all stakeholders to come to their aid and thanked the lawmaker for the concern. In Sokoto, Abraham Usman Jibrila, NTA News.
As part of its mandate to provide demographic data for national planning, the National Population Commission is conducting the 2018 Nigeria Demographic and Health Survey. Sheikh Mohammed Dati reports that the program is a national representation survey designed to provide information on the demographic and health status of the Nigerians from 15th August to 15th December 2018. The report.
Demographic and Health Survey is an international standard measure of health indicators designed on modern scientific standards. It measures the health performance of a nation. It is conducted after every 4 years. 2018 survey will be the 6th in the Nigerian history. Federal Commissioner, National Population Commission Sokoto, Dr. Haliru Bala Jikan Daudu, the press briefing said the collaboration with the Sokoto State Ministry of Health is to give the program widest publicity so that field workers get the maximum cooperation from the respondents. He said this informed the decision to involve traditional institutions in the program. Speaking on behalf of the collaborating Ministry of Health, Permanent Secretary Mustafa Usman Ali said the specific objective of the program is to collect high-quality data for policy information, program planning, as well as monitoring and evaluation. In Nigeria, a total of 1,400 clusters will be covered, out of which Sokoto will have 37, like other states except Kano and Lagos, which will have 53 clusters each. He said 1,110 households are to be covered, with an expectation of 40,567 women and 12,056 men to be interviewed in the survey.
The fieldwork at the state level will commence from today to the 15th of December 2018.
Representative of the Sultan and District of Bodinga, Bello Abdurraouf, called on households to give maximum cooperation to the program. In Sokoto, Shehu Muhammad Dati, NTA News.
That does it from here. The news will continue with Shehu in Abuja.
Asmao, many thanks. Time now for another break. We'll be back shortly.
Brought us as usual.
As usual. You have no problem.
For the three
you are welcome, sir.
As usual, yeah?
Welcome. You take that one. You take that one. You don't understand? We want Nigeria homegrown rice. Finish. You don't have? You don't have?
Join the rice revolution today.
No other rice that tastes like Nigerian rice. Are you sorry? That's the Nigerian rice we are talking about. Chocolate made in Nigerian rice. Healthy food. I'm going to bring Mrs. Mobu to come to chocolate rice of made in Nigeria here. And see how it are made.
Correct.
Now they are cook it.
Correct.
Homegrown rice are good for your health. It boosts our economy and give employment to our people.
This message is brought to you by the Federal Ministry of Information and Culture.
For the ECOWAS Court of Justice to earn its place in the international community of justice, respect and confidence of its people in the region, all judgments by the court must be enforced. Correspondent Ahmed Ondas Ahmed reports that this came to the fore at the handover ceremony to the new ECOWAS Court of Justice President, Justice Edward Amoako Asante, in Abuja.
The normal tradition of silence in and around the court was today broken at the ECOWAS Court of Justice as the new college of 5 justices to be presided over by Justice Edward Asante took over the mantle of leadership for the next 2 years. The president, who acknowledged the enormous challenge ahead of the new team, promised to work hard with the ECOWAS team as a family to deliver on their mandate of delivering justice within the ECOWAS region.
I know that this is a joint business that we are going to have together. A court is a panel court, and therefore we are going to act in unison to work together and achieve the mandate that has been imposed on us. Though the numbers have been reduced, we know and we are very certain that we are going to be up to the task imposed on us.
We equally know that the workload of the court is increasing. We have 90 cases pending as of today, and more cases are being filed every day. So instead of increasing the number of judges to take up the increasing workload, the number of judges has been reduced from 7 to 5.
The ECOWAS Court of Justice under the outgoing president, Justice Jeremy Traore, delivered 127 judgments with 19 pending cases awaiting the 5 College of Justices of the court. Ahmed Ondas Ahmed, NTA News.
Now for news from other parts of the world, here is Adebola Brooksling Sunday.